Hi everyone and welcome back to a new speed build video. In today's video, I'm going to build a ranch style house for a big sim family. For this house, I was inspired by a picture that I saw on Pinterest. And as you might know already, I look at Pinterest a lot to get inspiration for my builds, but I think it really helps, especially if you are a beginner and you don't know where to begin. um, you may be new to the kind of build world. You can look at you can look online at floor plans and get an idea, or I don't know, look at home styles. Maybe if you want to build something different and you have no clue, um, you can just look at different pictures to kind of choose which style you want to go for and get an idea of how that style looks. But talking about the build, so when I started building the shell, I was also figuring out the floor plan, and that's something I normally do for all my builds, because I want to know already where every room is located. So, I have an idea already and I don't end up making the house too small or too big, because, sometimes you really like work on the outside and you make it look good, but then the floor plan inside is a little bit of a mess. So I think you need to achieve a good balance between the two. Like you don't have to just like um, make a beautiful house from the outside and then the inside is like, oh my god, what am I gonna do with a floor plan? Like the house is too small, the house is so huge, like rooms are so big, how am I gonna furnish them? So that's why I normally do the floor plan before I work on the outside, and I decide which room is going to be each box, so I know how big each box needs to be. Also, because then it becomes complicated to move, roofs, windows, and columns. And and talking about columns, this house has a beautiful wraparound porch, which I think is very typical for this style of house. And and then it has beautiful white columns all around the porch. I must say though that I am not a huge fan of these Greek style columns for this type of house. However, I don't have um, all the packs installed, so yeah, I this is what this is what I had, and even though I wanted kind of like simple wooden columns, but I don't have anything like that. So you have to do with what you have. So I used these base game columns, and the ranch is laid out. No, the house, not the ranch. It's not kind of. It's not a ranch. The house is laid out on a single story floor plan. Even though my idea in the beginning was to have an extra floor where I could, I don't know, maybe that I could turn into maybe a playroom for the kids, but then it looked ugly. So I scrapped it and I just basically pretend that we have kind of a bonus floor, by just putting windows on the roofs. So it kind of looks like we have another floor, but we don't. Um, and as you can see, I went for these base game shuttered windows, but I wanted to add a little bit more color to the exterior of the house. So I decided to go for a mint color. And then I also added extra color by putting flower pots beneath each front window. And I don't know, I think it really gave a nice touch to the exterior of the house. As you could see, I in the beginning I placed the base game door, but then I realized that the green swatch didn't match the swatch of the windows, so I didn't like it. It was bugging me that it wasn't the same color, and it was slightly darker, I think. And then so I went for the seasons door for the front door, which I think looks very, very nice. And I must say that in general, I think I'm very fascinated by this type of house, kind of ranch style homes. It's definitely something that you won't see where I live, but I don't know, I think is such a nice concept with these beautiful large porch, I don't know, they're just so pretty, and I think they're perfect for a big kind of family if you want to build your own legacy. Just love it. And in terms of landscaping, I don't know why I began to landscape before doing the interior of the house, because normally I work on the inside of the house and then I do the landscaping. But today I was just inspired by um, by the flowers on the windows that I wanted to also finish with the front of the house. I just imagined um, this is I don't know, this is weird, but I imagine this family um, to be kind of into gardening, what, like, not into gardening, but to be like a family which kind of really takes care of the house. It's like a traditional um, family who lives the simple country life, and during the day they take care of the house, they take care of the kids, and really put effort into making the garden look nice. They plant, I don't know, beautiful, colorful um, flowers, this type of things. I don't know this why this is, but this was my idea for the house. Like a house like that really just gives me this type of vibe. But yeah, so as you can see, the front of the house is full of colorful flowers, and I'm really pleased with how it looks. I don't know, it really gives color because the house is white. I went for the white wooden planking. So basically, outside is just plain white, but then we have the red flowers and purple, and I also used this beautiful big gigantic tree in the front, which I think looks very nice. And then moving on to the interior of the house, the floor plan is kind of open. We just have two columns which delimit the entrance to what is gonna be the living room and the kitchen area. And I did not keep the seasons columns, but I used base game white columns. They're just there to have an idea of where the living area is. But the floor plan, yeah, in general is kind of open, even though the kitchen is not kind of completely open to the living area, because what you see on the left side is the dining area is not the dining area, but it's like a breakfast nook. The dining area is there, basically where the entrance is. So the kitchen is not completely open to the dining area, and it has walls and an arch from which you can walk to the more formal dining area, I would call it. And then you have a small entryway to what is the bedrooms section of the house. For this house, I used a lot of the Parenthood pack, I must say, as you can see from the living room. And also, I am in love with the couch. I just think it's just perfect for a house like this. It's very cozy. And however, it took me a while to figure out how to unlock the couch, because this couch is locked and you can unlock it by just achieving a certain career level. But obviously, I don't have a sim right now living in this house, so I just have to use a cheat to basically unlock the couch, and it took me a while. But anyway, for the living room, I took inspiration from a picture that I saw on Pinterest. Again, what a news! And I wanted to kind of recreate that vibe that I saw for my living room. So, as you can see, like I used these beautiful blue swatch for the kind of fireplace area. You can see like the wood paneling is like the same color. I don't know like how I managed, but I found like the exact color for the wallpaper. And then we have the matching fireplace and bookshelves, and it's so cute. Like I love the concept, and again I saw it on Pinterest. And I think that after I was done with the living room, I really had cleared up my mind with what type of style I wanted to go for the interiors of the house. And as I said, since I imagined this house to be the kind of a legacy house, so I imagined the grandparents to that had bought this house, and then they had passed this house to their grandchildren, and they just wanted to keep the furniture that came with the house. So I kind of wanted to make it ugly on purpose, in a way, like in a good way. I wanted to use furniture that you would maybe find at grandma's house, like not new, a bit old and worn out. I wanted the interior to reflect the exterior, and that's the vibe that this house style is giving me. So I use a lot of the what you could say is ugly furniture on purpose. As you can see from the dining room, I think like that kind of a country table with the chairs. I mean, it's not pretty, it's not something that you would find in a more modern house. It's just kind of giving me very vintage vibes. And obviously the style that I went for is country. So because it's just casual, cozy, and I wanted that the style could provide a feeling of a simple country life, if that makes sense. Where you just live with your happy family, and you don't care that the furniture is outdated, but you just keep it because it's embedded with memories. And then I used a lot of blue swatches, as you could see, especially from the living room, because in my mind, that's how the country furniture is. You have a lot of blues and pastels, combined with, I would say, like dark wood pieces, which are like vintage looking, like our chairs and table are. For example, you will see that in the bedroom too. I used a lot of worn out drawers and nightstands. For the kitchen, I didn't use counters from the Parenthood pack, finally, and I used base game counters. even though the first thing that I started doing, like after I finished with a floor plan, was the kitchen. I then kind of left it on the side because I wanted to first figure out the interior style of the house. I knew that I wanted the interiors of the house, like since the beginning. I knew that I wanted the interiors to be very traditional country looking, but I only made up my mind once I actually had finished with the living area. So then you could see that I also decided to change the floor, because in the beginning was I used the the lighter wood floor, and but then I went for a way darker wood shade, because I think that's how, because I don't know, they're just, I think, a classic of the country style. And here now I am doing the, what I was telling you was the breakfast nook, where I imagined the family to gather in the morning or for lunch before, I don't know, the kids go to school, something like that. You know, you don't use the more formal dining room, so you just want to have a little breakfast nook with a table. And I really like how it looks. I think it's very pretty. I really love the colors. Now furnishing the master bedroom, even though this is not going to be the master bedroom, because I'm going to move the furniture to a bigger room. I will explain now why. So basically, I struggled a lot, I mean, a bit, with the floor plan, especially for what is the bedroom area and bathroom area of the house. So I don't know, I just kept making rooms bigger and then smaller and then bigger. You'll see that, but then later when I am furnishing the teenager's bedroom, I realized that it was so small. So basically, I had to move all the rooms in the house, and I decided to move the master bedroom to that kind of added room to the side of the house. You will see that. But that room was originally supposed to be a little apartment for grandparents, because you know, since I imagined this house to be like a legacy house, I imagined that the grandparents would live with a family and have their own space separate from the rest of the house. And since I had that extra kind of, it was quite big space, I wanted to use that as a grandparents area, and then maybe would join the family for lunch or dinner, and then, you know, just being around the house when they're needed, kind of to cook meals and, I don't know, take care of the kids when the parents are not home. But yeah, that plan was soon to be destroyed because, you know, I couldn't leave the the teen of the house with such a small room. I just couldn't. I felt so sorry. And so, but I completely cut that part off. I just left the part where I furnished the actual bedroom, actual teen's bedroom, and which is now where the parents' bedroom is. And I also could find a little space for a laundry room, as you could see. And so, since the parents' bedroom is now where the grandparents' apartment was supposed to be, and yeah, I'm moving all the furniture to the other room. So yeah, now the room is so much bigger, and I could fit basically a fireplace. And I think it looks very nice, by the way, in this master bedroom, because in a old house you would have a fireplace like that, I think. And then also I had space for a couple of bookshelves. Yeah, so basically we could say that the parents kicked out the grandparents and they upgrade their bedroom. It looks so much better than before, I must say. And also, I, instead of using the blue wallpaper, I again I went for these light green swatch, which I think is the same color of the windows. And I don't know, I really like it. I think for the bedrooms, I used a lot of greens. Also for the kids' bedrooms, I used a lot of green because I think it's, as I said, like blues. It's country in my mind, but also that green is like the furniture with that green swatch looks very country. So that's why I wanted to use them in the bedrooms. But you know what? I think blue and green swatches are probably the best ones in The Sims. The other colors are a bit, mm, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of. If I have to use colors in my house, and I would go for blue or green, definitely 100%. For example, the windows look very nice. Like that mint color is very pretty. I wish we had more furniture with that color. It would be very nice. But instead, in the teenager bedroom, I went for pink because I imagined to be a girl. And so she has this big, now big, room made with like pink colors. And also, she has an ensuite bathroom, also pink, because why not? And I really like the bathroom. I really like the wallpaper. Again, it's very country looking. And I really like that now she has also an ensuite bathroom, not only a bigger room, but also she acquired an ensuite bathroom. I think it's good for a teenager to have her own bathroom and not have to share it, with your siblings. This bathroom that I'm furnishing right now is the parents' bathroom because it's the ensuite bathroom of the master bedroom. You'll see that I keep using lots of blue. We also use the same wallpaper that I used in the teenagers' bathroom, but I use the blue swatch. I think I really like this wallpaper in a house like this. It really fits well the vibe. And I also I said I didn't use the parenthood counters in the kitchen, but then I forgot that I used them in the bathroom. But I just really liked the swatch, light wood color with that blue. So I just had to use them. I think I have to use the parenthood counters in all the builds that I make. Even, I don't know, maybe I should try to kind of build a base game house so I don't have to use it. And the last bedroom that I'm furnishing is the toddler's bedroom. This was originally the teen's bedroom. As you can see, is very small. It just fits two small beds and very few toys. It's very small, but I had this spare room, and I thought since it's a big family, they're probably gonna have toddlers, And I wanted to use more kids stuff because I feel like in my previous build I didn't use a lot. I didn't actually use at all the kids stuff because I kind of made more general bedrooms. Like they weren't really made for kids. They were just very general. But for this house, I thought since it's for family, actually use the kids stuff. So I use toys, and then also I could use some more kid stuff in the garden. You'll see that in a bit. I really, really went for it. I really imagined the garden to be the backyard to be designed for kids, to be designed for a family with kids. So I used a lot of stuff from the Parenthood pack, and to kind of make the garden for a family who loves spending time outside together, gather with friends who bring their own kids. And the last part of the video is the backyard. And I had so much fun, I have to say, doing the backyard. And I think the result is very pretty. So the backyard is full of entertaining stuff. Like I use stuff for the kids from the Parenthood pack. Like the tent looks so nice, and I think is a really nice touch, and it's something that I would have loved to have in my garden. But yeah, and the tent, and then close to it, I put the little kid table. So we kind of end up having these kid area in the backyard, which I think, as I said, reflects the idea that I had in my mind for the house, to be for a family with kids. I also decided to have a little space, like a dining space outside with a grill. And then we have this tiny corner with like plant box for, I don't know, I kind of imagine maybe the mom or the grandma is into kind of growing things. So they have this little cute area where they have their own plant box, and they just, I don't know, grow their own thing. And I really cute. I really like how it looks. But I'm very sorry, but today I was very lazy and I didn't really like put makeup on to record this video. So I'm sorry for my face, but I don't know, I was very lazy. Yesterday was a tough day. Okay, so it might be weird, but so basically yesterday I had to go to this appointment that is scheduled for me every month, actually now every 2 weeks, by the government, I would say, because basically my parents gets a little financial help from the government, and because of that the government wants basically you to find a job as soon as possible so they can stop providing this financial help. And so basically, because I'm the youngest person of the family, I obviously am the one who is more likely to get a job because of my age. So I have to go to these appointments. I have to speak with my coach. Basically, a coach is assigned to me, and I have to speak with my coach, and then together we have to kind of figure out my career path, what I want to be in the future, what job I can apply for. And that's very stressful for me because, so basically yesterday I came back home and I was drained, mentally drained. When you have to kind of really, it just requires an effort to do that type of thing for me, and also to like be 2 hours in that room and kind of like think, what are my skills, what I want to do in the future. Yesterday I came back home and I was totally exhausted, mentally exhausted. So especially also because I woke up very early. I don't mind waking up early, but I didn't sleep very well because I was scared that the alarm wasn't going off. So also because if you don't go to these appointments, you lose the financial help. I was very stressed to miss it, so I didn't sleep well, and then I wake up early, and then I had to go there, and then so I came back, and I slept the entire afternoon, and then I was like, okay, let me just when you're very stressed, I was like, okay, I want to play The Sims. So I kind of started building this house, and it really put me in a good mood to think about a house like that, because I don't know, to think about like a happy family living in this house with this beautiful backyard. It just makes me happy. Like, gaming shouldn't be like, it should be like also a way to kind of escape from reality and kind of be whoever you want to be, you know? So that's also the fun part of the game. Yeah. And then I think we arrived at the end of the video. So I hope you guys liked it, and please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And I'm gonna, I think, leave some screenshots of the inside of the house. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video. Bye.